Imagine a lion, the king of the jungle, transplanted into the dense, humid Amazon rainforest. Could it really survive? Today we're going to explore this intriguing idea. We'll delve into the concept of habitat suitability, examining how diet, climate, and potential threats could impact a lion's survival in the Amazon. Would this majestic beast find its place among the rainforest's exotic flora and fauna, or would it struggle in this unfamiliar territory? So, let's dive into the heart of the matter and see if our lion could make the Amazon its new kingdom. A lion's stomach doesn't exactly cater to a vegetarian lifestyle. Now let's delve into the culinary preferences of the king of beasts. Lions, as many of us know, are carnivores. This means they rely heavily on meat for their nutritional needs. In their native African savanna, their favored menu includes zebras, wildebeests, and antelopes. These large herbivores provide not only the necessary protein but also a hefty dose of fats and carbohydrates that lions require for their energy-intensive lifestyle. Lions, you see, aren't just casual diners. They are skilled hunters employing a variety of techniques to secure their next meal. Often lionesses, the more agile and faster members of the pride, will do the actual hunting. They employ a strategy of teamwork, stealth, and sheer strength to bring down their prey. The males, though, aren't merely spectators. They are responsible for tackling larger or more dangerous prey, such as buffaloes, that require their extra muscle and size. Comparatively, the Amazon rainforest is a different kind of buffet altogether. The rainforest, with its dense vegetation and diverse fauna, does offer a variety of potential prey. However, the majority of these animals are smaller than what lions are accustomed to hunting. The largest mammals in the Amazon are tapirs and capybaras, both considerably smaller than a zebra or a wildebeest. Even the capybara, the world's largest rodent, would be a relatively small meal for a lion. Additionally, the hunting techniques that work so well in the open savanna may not be as effective in the dense, tangled undergrowth of the Amazon. The lion's strategy of stealth and speed could be hindered by the thick vegetation, and the lack of large herds to target would make hunting more of a hit-or-miss affair. So, if a lion were to find itself in the Amazon, it would face a serious dietary change. The king of beasts would have to adapt to smaller prey, different hunting techniques, and quite possibly, a more sporadic feeding schedule. With such a menu change, would our lion still rule or become a subject in the kingdom of the Amazon? The Amazon isn't your typical sunny savanna, it's a world of its own. The Amazon rainforest, sprawling over 2 million square miles, is a hotbed of biodiversity. But it's not just the sheer size that sets it apart, it's the climate. The Amazon is a tropical rainforest, meaning it's warm and wet, and boy does it live up to that moniker. Let's talk about humidity first. The Amazon rainforest is a place where the air is thick with moisture. In fact, it's often above 80% humidity. Now compare that to the African savanna where lions typically reside. The humidity there? Well, it's often less than half of that. It's a dry heat, the kind where you might need a water bottle, but you're not swimming through the air. And let's not forget about the rain. After all, it's not called a rainforest for nothing. The Amazon receives an average annual rainfall of over 100 inches. That's a lot of water. In contrast, the African savanna gets a fraction of that, averaging about 20 to 30 inches annually. Temperature-wise, the two regions aren't drastically different. The Amazon rainforest averages around 80 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, while the African savanna can range from 70 to 85 degrees. However, the Amazon's consistent heat, combined with its high humidity and frequent rain, could prove challenging for a lion accustomed to the dry, variable climate of the African savanna. So, we've got a lion that's used to a dry, warm environment with moderate rainfall. Suddenly it's thrust into a world of constant stifling humidity, torrential downpours, and unvarying heat. It's not just a change of scenery, it's a whole new world of climatic conditions. This isn't to say lions can't handle a bit of heat and humidity. They are, after all, incredibly adaptable creatures. But the Amazon rainforest? That's an entirely different ballgame. It's a place where every day is a steam bath, and the nights aren't much cooler. In such a drastic climate change, could our lion adapt, or would it wilt under the Amazonian heat? The Amazon rainforest is not without its own predators and perils. The dynamic environment teems with life, presenting a myriad of challenges for any newcomer, let alone a lion. Firstly, let's talk about competition. The Amazon is home to some of the fiercest predators on the planet, many of whom would not take kindly to a new rival. Jaguars, the largest cats in the Americas, roam these parts and are known to be fiercely territorial. The same goes for the green anaconda, the heaviest snake in the world, which wouldn't hesitate to make a meal out of an unsuspecting lion. In addition to these formidable foes, the lion would also face competition for prey. The capybara, a large rodent that could potentially serve as a meal for a hungry lion, is a staple in the diet of many Amazon predators. Given the high demand, our lion would have to fight tooth and claw to secure its share. Secondly, territorial disputes would be inevitable. The lion, known for establishing and enforcing its territory in the African savanna, would find the task much more daunting in the dense rainforest. The unfamiliar landscape, coupled with the presence of other territorial beasts, could prove to be a significant challenge. Lastly, the lion would need to contend with unfamiliar parasites and diseases. The Amazon rainforest is a hotbed for various forms of life, some of which are microscopic yet deadly. Diseases like malaria and yellow fever are prevalent, and parasites such as botflies and ticks are commonplace. The lion's immune system, adapted to the conditions of the savanna, may not be equipped to handle these new threats. In the face of these threats, would our lion stand its ground or succumb to the dangers of the Amazon? It's a question that stirs the imagination, bringing into sharp focus the complexity and diversity of life in the rainforest. It seems our lion would have quite an adventure in the Amazon, doesn't it? An adventure indeed, but one filled with challenges and uncertainties. We've explored the dietary needs of the lion, the climate of the Amazon, and the potential threats that lurk within the lush greenery. So let's summarize our findings and draw some conclusions. Firstly, we dove into the dietary requirements of a lion. We found that lions are obligate carnivores, meaning they need a diet primarily consisting of meat to survive. They're used to feasting on large ungulates in their native habitats, like zebras and wildebeests, which are nowhere to be found in the Amazon. While the Amazon is abundant in biodiversity, the majority of this is smaller prey, like rodents, amphibians, and birds. So could our lion adapt to a different menu? Well, it's not impossible, but it's certainly not ideal. Next, we ventured into the Amazon's climate. A tropical rainforest, the Amazon is characterized by high temperatures and heavy rainfall throughout the year. This is a stark contrast to the semi-arid savanna environment that lions are accustomed to. While lions can tolerate a wide range of temperatures, the constant humidity and rainfall could prove to be a challenge. Not to mention the potential for diseases that thrive in tropical climates, which could pose a significant health risk to our lion. Then we examined the potential threats in the rainforest. The Amazon is home to a plethora of creatures, some of which could pose a threat to a lion. Predators like jaguars and anacondas, and even the smaller creatures like poisonous frogs and insects, could all pose potential dangers. The dense foliage and unfamiliar terrain could also pose a threat, as lions are used to open spaces that allow them to spot and chase down their prey. So, considering all these factors, could a lion survive in the Amazon rainforest? Well, it's a complex question with no simple answer. While the lion is a resilient and adaptable creature, the challenges it would face in the Amazon are considerable. The dietary differences, climatic changes, and potential threats all pose significant hurdles. But perhaps the most important point to consider is this: just because a lion could potentially survive in the Amazon, does that mean it should? The introduction of a non-native species into an ecosystem can have far-reaching and often detrimental effects. It could disrupt the balance of the food chain, threaten native species, and ultimately destabilize the ecosystem. So while it's an intriguing thought experiment to consider a lion in the Amazon, it's important to remember that each species has evolved to thrive in their specific habitats. The lion is the king of the savanna, adapted perfectly to its environment, just as the creatures of the Amazon have adapted to their lush, tropical home. So, lions in the Amazon? It seems like a fascinating idea, but perhaps it's best they remain the kings of their own jungle. The beauty of our world lies in its diversity and the delicate balance of life that has evolved over millions of years. Let's respect and appreciate that, and continue to learn and marvel at the wonders of nature.